Assalamualaikum and very good morning, Miss Fauzia. My name is Husna Izzati binti Saridun. I am from KBA 2424B and I am partner with Nurul Balqis binti Zakaria.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Balqis binti Zakaria.
Today we are going to explain further on technical analysis and its tools. The tools that we chose is MACD and RSI. Without wasting any time, let's further do on a technical analysis definition. First and foremost, technical analysis is the study of the price movement on financial chart. We can think of technical analysis as sort of the framework that traders use to study and make use of price movement of a market. Technical analysis focuses exclusively on the study of price chart and trading history to determine the future price movements. Technical analysis believes that all current market variables are reflected via the price movement of price action on a price chart. So, if you believe that all market variables are reflected via price movement, it only goes to analyze and trade the market beside the price. Next is MACD. MACD is known as Moving Average Convergence Divergence. It's a trend following momentum indicator that shows the relationship between two moving average of security price. The MACD is calculated by subtracting the 26-period exponential moving average from 12-period exponential moving average. The MACD indicator has three parts to it. First is MACD line. This line is derived right by taking the 12-day exponential moving average minus 26-day exponential moving average. This is where we get the MACD line based on the calculation. Next is signal line. The signal line is simply the 9-day exponential moving average of the MACD history. And finally, MACD histogram. The MACD histogram is where you just take the MACD line minus by signal line. Based on this indicator, the orange line is the signal line and the blue line is the MACD line. The red thing and the greenish thing that you see is called the MACD histogram. So, next is how the indicator goes up and down. Based in this indicator, there are 12-day which is the blue line and 26-day which is the red line. Right now, the value of this blue line is the MACD line, which is amounting negative 17.28. In order to get negative 17.88, is just take the blue line and find out what is the latest value minus the value of red line, which is the latest value is 2738.64 minus by red line value 2755.92. That's how we get the MACD line. Next is signal line. Well, the signal line is just straightforward. It's just simply the average of 9 value of the line. So right now we got the amount. So we adding all this number and divide by 9 because the signal line is just simply 9-period moving average of MACD line. So that's how we get the orange lines. Next is the histogram. Histogram is simple. The MACD line minus by signal line. The histogram measures the momentum in the market. Indicator shows the space between MACD line and signal line getting wider is why histogram start to slope down. But when the space between MACD line and signal line start to tighten, is where the histogram start to slope down. Next is momentum reversal. How do you define this strong momentum move? So the first thing is it moves into the market structure like support and resistance and trend line. Next is MACD histogram shows strong momentum and imbalance of buying or selling pressure. And the last one is look for price rejection as an entry trigger. Generally, the MACD histogram is a trend following indicator and momentum indicator. It can measure momentum using the histogram. So, how to know it's a strong momentum based on this indicator? When the MACD histogram showing a strong bearish movement where the histogram bars are getting larger and larger. So next is using the MACD as trend filter. Here how it works. First, if the higher time frame MACD line crosses above the signal line, we should look for a long bias only. But if higher time frame MACD line cross below the signal line, we should look for short bias. If a trading of the daily time frame, refer to weekly time frame as higher time frame. Next is trading on a 4-hour time frame, we should focus on a higher time frame. And if you're trading 1-hour time frame, we should refer 4-hour time frame as higher time frame. Next is how to identify high probability breakout trade. First, we should look for a build-up at the market structure. Again, the market structure could be support, resistance, trend line, moving average, and more. In order to show MACD histogram low to normal momentum.
Now I will continue with RSI, Relative Strength Index Indicator, or known as RSI indicator, is a momentum indicator used in technical analysis that measures the magnitude of recent price changes to evaluate overbought or oversold conditions in the price of a stock or other asset. The RSI is displayed as an oscillator, which is a line graph that moves between two extremes and can have a reading from 0 to 100. Traditional interpretation and usage of the RSI are that values of 70 or above indicate that a security is becoming overbought or overvalued and may be primed for a trend reversal or corrective pullback in price. An RSI reading of 30 or below indicates an oversold or undervalued condition. What does RSI tell you? The primary trend of the stock or asset is an important tool in making sure the indicator's readings are properly understood. For example, well-known market technician Constant Brown, CMT, has promoted the idea that an oversold reading on the RSI is an uptrend is likely much higher than 30%, and an overbought reading on the RSI during a downtrend is much lower than 70% level. As you can see in the following chart, during a downtrend, the RSI will peak near the 50% level rather than 70%, which could be used by investors to more reliably signal bearish conditions. Many investors will apply a horizontal trend line that is between 30% and 70% level when a strong trend is in place to better identify extreme, modifying overbought or oversold level when the price of a stock or asset is in a long-term horizontal channel is usually unnecessary. A related concept to using overbought or oversold level appropriate to the trend is to focus on trading signals and techniques that conform to the trend. In other words, using bullish signal when the price is in a bullish trend and bearish signal when a stock is in a bearish trend will help to avoid the many false alarms the RSI can generate. Example of RSI divergence. A bullish divergence occurs when the RSI creates an oversold reading followed by a higher low that match correspondingly lower lows in the price. This indicates rising bullish momentum, and a break above oversold territory could be used to trigger a new long positions. A bearish divergence occurs when the RSI creates an overbought reading followed by a lower high that match corresponding higher high on the price. Example of RSI swing rejection. Another trading technique examines the RSI behavior when it is reemerging from overbought or oversold territory. This signal is called a bullish swing rejection and has 4 parts. First is RSI falls into oversold territory. Next is RSI cross back above 30%. And the third, RSI form another dip without crossing back into oversold territory. Fourth, RSI then breaks its most recent high. As you can see in the following chart, The RSI indicator was oversold, broke out with 30% and formed the rejection low that triggered the signal when it's bound higher. Using the RSI in this way is very similar to drawing trend lines on a price chart. Like divergence, there is a bearish version of the swing rejection signal that looks like a mirror image of the bullish version. A bearish swing rejection also has 4 parts. First is RSI rise into overbought territory. Second, RSI cross back below 70%. The third one is RSI forms another high without crossing back into overbought territory. And the last is RSI then breaks its most recent low. The difference between RSI and MACD. The moving average convergence divergence. MACD is another trend following momentum indicator that shows the relationship between two moving averages of a security price. The RSI was designed to indicate whether a security is overbought or oversold in relation to recent price level. The RSI is calculated using average price gain and loss over a given period of time. The default time period is 14 period with value bound from 0 to 100. The MACD measures the relationship between two EMAs, while the RSI measures price change in relation to recent price, high and low. These two indicators are often used together to provide analysts with a more complete technical picture of a market. These indicators both measure the momentum of an asset. However, they measure different factors, so they sometimes give contradictory indications. For example, the RSI may show a reading above 70 for a sustained period of time, indicating the security is overextended to the buy side. At the same time, the MACD could indicate that buying momentum is still increasing for the security. Either indicator may signal an upcoming trend change by showing divergence from price, which is price continue higher while the indicator turns lower, or vice versa. Now is the limitation of RSI. The RSI compare bullish and bearish price momentum and display the result is an oscillator that can be placed beneath a price chart. Like most technical indicators, its signals are most reliable when they conform to the long-term trend. Two reversal signals are rare and can be difficult to separate from false alarm. A false positive, for example, would be a bullish crossover followed by a sudden decline in a stock. A false negative would be a situation when there is a bearish crossover yet the stock accelerates suddenly upward. Since the indicator displays a momentum, it can stay overbought or oversold for a long time when an asset has significant momentum in either directions. Therefore, the RSI is most useful in an oscillating market where the asset price is alternating between bullish and bearish movement.
So that's all from us. I hope you understand, and thank you for your time in hearing our explanation on MACD and RSI.